welcome to episode 4 of the High Speed Garage. We're running a bit late today. This is probably one of our latest startings of records because we were waiting for someone because he was late. But
blame the school.
So we've had a few drinks, which probably works out well. But to kick it right off, we're going to have a shot.
Kiwi shot.
Aren't we, Hayden?
A couple of fat lambs.
Joel's not going to have a shot because Joel's a fucking pussy.
I don't
Cheers.
like shots.
Cheers.
No one likes shots, Joel.
Yeah,
That's
I
fucking
really
delicious.
don't like shots.
Yeah, no one likes shots. They just...
Those little fat
just
lamb
go-
shot buckets, how good are they?
love going to the bottle. Get a bucket when you go to a party. Smash a bucket of shots before you finish the party.
I just get a bucket if I haven't got one at home.
No,
I don't drink them
You
at home
keep
on
them
my
in
own,
stock.
but I just like having stock, yeah. These ones actually come from New Zealand, as you say. When we were over there, I walked into the bottle shop to buy some while we were over there. Not to buy some shots, to buy some Jack Daniels. And then I seen the shot bucket at the counter, and I went, I'll have one of those.
They just call your name when you're standing at the bar, don't they?
And I took mine back, and we finished it that afternoon. So then one of the other boys went the next day and got another one, and he got a bigger one. And these were some of the leftovers that we brung home, so...
Well, going to a party somewhere, remember you kept pulling me your jumper.
Yeah, that was when... What did we do then? Oh, that was when we went to Duck Duck Goose with
Bree
Banksy and
yeah.
Bree and Nathan and... Yeah, that was pretty funny.
They always taste like shit. Doesn't matter what it is. So if they don't have to be refrigerated.
Nah, that butterscotch one's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that one tasted shit.
What'd you have?
Fireball.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a fan of Fireball.
Yeah, no, it usually tastes all right.
So, what'd you get up to this week? I'll tell you what I got up to. I'll start with me little issue that I had at work last week. I was working in a unit block, and the owner or the tenant that was in there just left me there with the keys. And anyway, actually no, that's a lie. He didn't leave me there with the keys. He left me there with the doors unlocked but no keys. Anyway, I've got to keep going up and down from the unit to my truck to get gear and use it, take it back, do lots of trips over the job. And anyway, I'd been walking in and out all day, leaving the door unlocked, letting it shut, going down to my car, come back up, doors unlocked, go back in. The second last trip I went down, the door shut, went down, put all my stuff in my car, come back up to get the last couple of things to take back to my car to go to the next job. And the door's locked. Couldn't get in. And I was thinking, Jesus Christ, what am I going to do here? So, and it's on this thing's on the second story too. So I'm looking around, and I couldn't ring the owner because they'd gone somewhere where they couldn't have phone reception or something like that. So I've had to wander around, and I found where the garbage bins were, and it just happened to be like under the balcony of
Strategically
this
positioned.
unit that I had to get into. And I was lucky that I'd left the sliding door open on the balcony. I hadn't locked that yet. So I've climbed up there, I've shimmied my way up the bloody downpipe, using the drain hoses out of the deck parts, like the balcony parts for the water.
Oh, little conduits.
Just standing on them, working my way up. Got me way up there, and I just threw myself straight over the top. I wasn't taking any chances of falling. So instead of just climbing over the thing, laying on your stomach, trying to pick your leg up, I didn't do that. I just went face first into the balcony.
Nothing was graceful.
No, because I wasn't risking falling from that high up. I would have got pretty hurt if that happened, so I wasn't risking it. Anyway, I hurt my finger because I scraped it down the brick wall and ripped half my nail off, and yeah, it was a bit of a shit fight, but I got in there and it was all good. I haven't had that happen before. I've had plenty of other issues at work that we probably won't get into because it's a bit gross.
There's some good ones.
Usually when you're doing sketchy shit, you don't really worry about getting hurt. You just know you need to get it done. So you deal with it at the end.
If what I had left in there I didn't really need for the next job, I would have just left it there and went to the next job and then come back and got it in the afternoon or something like that when the tenant come back. But I needed that was like my key thing that I needed for the next job, so I couldn't leave it there. There was no option. But yeah, you had anything like that happen at work?
No. Usually machines, it doesn't matter for me. When an excavator gets locked, I've already got I got a big with all the excavators and skid steers and stuff like that. In America, the rule is that the keys have to be completely alike. So all Hitachi keys will unlock a Hitachi and they'll start it. So for me, I've just got a big roll of keys in my toolbox, and if I need to start a machine up, I don't even have to ask the operator. I just go unlock it and start her up and find out where it's blown out and destroyed, and find all the disappointing information that I've got to find out.
That was like when we worked at WestTrack, eh?
I don't know if we'd get away with talking about WestTrack stories.
Well, me and Hayden did work at WestTrack together there for a little while.
Actually, no. One funny one was when we were packing up. They were moving from Thornton to Tomago. They're really big Tomago dealership now, and we were part of the crew that moved the workshop area from the muddy paddock at the back of Thornton to the
disgusting, wasn't it?
That flash joint in Tomago that everyone knows about. Yeah, we were part of that crew that moved it. And there's a photo. I've had a look through old hard drives from years and years back, and I've come up to one. There's Michael Newton sitting in the wheel of a 7. What are they? The big dump trucks. The big dump trucks.
Yeah.
He's fitting in the rim of it. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Like I was having a little nap.
It was perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of other things that'd probably still get us in trouble, so I probably can't talk about that.
You'd probably be still working if you didn't fall out of that trolley.
No,
that's not what cost
That wasn't what cost me. It was falling off the back
dozer.
of the D11 dozer onto the riverbed. Yeah, that one. That's the one that I couldn't come back from.
I fell off one of those D11s too, but not from the top level down to the ripper. I fell off as I was walking back down. I slipped on one of the foot things on the side, and I slipped in between the machine and the tracks and landed on the tracks on my chest, flat out.
They don't move.
Yeah,
there's a lot of steel there.
That hurt a fair bit.
Yeah, I worked out later on. Like, I didn't know why I'd fallen over the back. Because I was always really careful. Like, I wasn't making silly mistakes. And Kat's all really safety conscious. And for some friggin' reason, the handrail at the back of the cabin was just safety tape. Well, safety tape does stuff all when you're 3 meters above the ground.
Yeah. It's just meant to tell you to stay away.
Yeah. Well,
you didn't.
I'd walked up the ladder. I always used my handrails and stuff like that because I didn't want to lose my job. I was getting paid really well. Alfie was looking after me bloody well. And I'm pretty sure Alfie was getting looked after pretty well too. But I got up the top and I just handed a airline over the top because their rule was you can't have an airline sitting on the ground. So I put it up the top, tied it all off at the top, and then dropped it over. As I dropped it over, I got dizzy and fell head first over the back of the machine. What I worked out later on in life, like not that day, years later, it was because I was diabetic. I didn't realise that my sugar had dropped low. But because I was controlling it pretty well, my sugar dropped low really gradually. And so I didn't realise the head spin, and just climbing up the machine and standing over, I just got dizzy and just fell forward. I didn't even know why I'd gotten dizzy. And yeah, worked it out later on, years later, looking back at that situation, going, I reckon that's what it was.
Yeah.
That sucked. Yeah, I loved that job. That was a really good job. And I was just about to sign on to be a cat.
A WestTrack person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was one of the last contractors there. When the
grubby subbies.
When the new machines part started sort of slowing down, they started getting rid of all the contractors, and old Nigel gave me the heads up, and he sent me over to the paint shop because I'm obviously a spray painter by trade. But in the new machines section, I was just a TA, helping put them together and all that sort of stuff. And then so Nigel gave me the heads up and sent me over to the paint shop and introduced me over there and
got you to disappear somewhere else.
Yeah, I got into another section, and I still under the contract thing, but I only lasted there for about a month until I think they got an invoice and then went, oh, that's too expensive, and sacked me. So
yeah, no, we were making some good money there. It was good rig, good gig.
You have much going on the weekend, Joel?
Oh, Not a lot. My brother had a baby girl.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When was that? Friday?
Pippa.
Pippa, yeah. So another one added to the team.
Bit of an
ordeal they had, but yeah.
Yeah,
She's-
wasn't just straightforward,
No,
but
10
it
hours.
was all good.
10
That was-
hours labour and then emergency C-section.
So that was Brendan's had
Yeah.
a baby?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that his first one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, she was a bit of an ordeal, so. But no, everything's all good now.
Nice.
That's
yeah.
good to hear.
And other than that, it was just me and you going for a ride.
Yeah, went for a ride for pretty
For the
much
weekend.
the weekend, didn't we?
Mm.
Left Saturday morning and come home Sunday arvo.
What'd you
was-
say to?
Well, they had a camping, not
No,
camping,
four-wheel drive.
four-wheel drive expo up
At-
at Hinton.
In the
Hinton
Victoria
pub.
Hotel.
Yeah, we went up there to check all that out, and that was the main reason for the ride. But we sort of got a bit caught up with other things. So when we left, I left a bit late because I had to drop the kids off to get looked after and whatnot. And then Joel informs me that we've got to pick his little brother up on the way. So we called in there, and then we went to my old man's, picked the old man up, and rode up to our mate Dave's place, picked him up as well. They've all got bikes, obviously. Well, James doesn't have a bike.
No, he was
Joel's
on the
little
back.
brother. He
He
was
was
he was
riding
getting
bitch.
doubled. It was pretty funny.
He's hilarious.
He's got no gear or nothing. He's pulled out a helmet from the 1970s, and the foam's all falling apart in it and whatnot. And I thought, oh, he's gonna have a shit time.
Yeah.
It was funny. We ran into one of our mates at the hotel at Hinton, and when James got back on the bike to go back home, he turns around and goes, "Where the fuck did that helmet come from? Go-karts go."
Looked like a
Oh.
shit box.
Yeah,
It's
it's 'cause
Dad's
it's
old
so
race
old.
helmet.
Oh, shit.
It was pretty funny. We couldn't stop laughing at that. And it didn't bother James at all. On the way home from Hinton,
Didn't care. He's
He-
tucking in.
we ended up giving him the nickname the Wingman because
Yeah.
he's sitting on the back of Joel's Harley, and me and Joel had a little race off a set of lights, and Joel's tucked in behind his windscreen, and James is on the back of Joel, so James has leant over and tapped his helmet on the back of Joel's helmet to say, "I'm tucked in too," and he's put his hands behind
On the
the
sissy
sissy bar and tapered them in like a little wing, like the people skiing down the hills on the slopes trying to get the big speed. He's just got the hands tapped out the back like that. No, I didn't see it because I was in front because I'm faster than Joel. But the old man was behind Joel and seen it, and he reckoned he couldn't stop laughing until the bloody end of the freeway.
I hate those sissy bars. I reckon they suck sitting on the back.
Oh, I've sat on the back
Hold
of
on.
Joel's bike once. He doubled
Nah,
me
it's
just
the
out to pick
sis-
my bike up. It wasn't too bad.
It's not forward,
It's
and
pretty
it lays
decent.
back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of sit normal.
It's just a little bit uncomfortable because it's just a steel
just
bar with
bar,
no
yeah.
padding or anything on it. But yeah, it didn't seem to bother me too bad. But like I said, I was only on it for half an hour. James was on it
Yeah.
for fucking 4 hours.
Wow, I give you, it would have been easy for. We had to go and see Drew.
Yeah, that's right. We had to go and help our mate move some fridges. He's opening up a butcher shop. He's a farmer, so he does his own thing, like contracting to
slaughterer,
everywhere
yeah.
else. He'd pretty much any kind of farm work.
Contract farm work, honey.
Yeah, even like shearing all your sheeps and your alpacas, all those kind of things. He does like pest control and that as well, like shooting foxes and whatnot, whatever people need to keep away from their stock. And yeah, he's been doing this mobile butchery thing for a long time. He's got a couple of cool room trailers that he tows around and yeah, slaughters people's stuff for them to consume themselves. And he's just decided he's going to open up a butcher shop. So he's bought a premises. Where's it at?
That's Clarencetown.
Clarencetown, yeah. And he's slowly doing it up and getting there. And anyway, he's bought a couple of fridges from a butcher shop that was shutting
He
down.
bought the whole shop.
Oh, he bought the whole shop,
Yeah,
did he?
everything in the shop.
Yeah, right. So anyway, he couldn't get these fridges out because we had to lift them up and over a bit of a half wall sort of thing. And yeah, they're like big display fridges, not like your normal.
They're all your meat sitting at the front of the
Kitchen
butcher
fridge.
shop.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
All them fridges, yeah.
Yeah, 4 of those. 3?
Oh, that's
Three.
cool.
Three of them. So yeah, so he wanted us to give him a hand, so we all went there after we picked Dave up and give him a lift out of that. That was bloody hard work.
It was probably lucky we picked up the extra 2, 3.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah. Well, once
accidentally picked up extra help.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Brendan was sort of committed to come help too, and then all of a sudden Sam's
He
gone in to have a baby. And he's like, oh,
sent
I
a message
got
at
a bit
midnight
on.
or whenever it was.
Got a bit on,
Won't
guys.
make it. I've got a bit on here. Sam standing over the hospital bed.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, that worked out well. And then Drew, after we got all that stuff into Drew's truck, he followed us up to Hinton, had a couple of beers up there with us as well.
He must have been moving
pretty good.
because
Oh, yeah,
we
were
weren't mucking around.
Yeah, we don't.
And he
muck
was
around
5
on
minutes
our
minus.
bikes. We did take a bit of a long cut, though. Dad made a bit of a wrong turn and probably helped Drew catch up a little bit, I
a
guess.
bit of a prick to get out to Hinton, isn't it?
No, I used to go
I
out
can't
through
remember.
Maitland to get to the end of the freeway. Or you go through Thornton if you want to go the shortcut. So you go straight off the end of the freeway through Thornton, then through Morpeth, over the bridge and turn right.
I reckon I've got bad memories of it because I used to work for a tractor mob out at Emu Plains, and I used to do all the transport for the tractors out to the what's it called, all of the farm days.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what the bloody
Toe
name
Cal
was.
and all that.
Yeah, went out Mudgee and everything.
Yeah.
Field days. That was it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I took a big delivery out to Hinton, and it's a bloody great place to go. But I remember a bit of a prick to get out there.
No, it's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Wasn't too
Maybe
bad.
just with the
country-ish.
truck.
With a truck, it would have been a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
but
I was going to say anything's pretty easy when you're on a bike like
Yeah.
we were. But yeah, Drew,
no
we
bad drives.
talked to Drew a fair bit. We don't get to see him too much because we live down in Sydney now, and he lives still up there. So he we had a little bit of a chat to him, and he said he might even come on board for the podcast as a sponsor. And anyone, once he opens his butcher shop, anyone that mentions the High Speed Garage can get 10% off their thing. But
Well, just go and shop there anyway. Doesn't matter if he's sponsoring us or not.
we'll get him on for an episode too. We'll get him on as a guest at one point.
Ken yarn
When
has
he's,
a good yarn.
he
on
does, he does.
real dry humour too. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, we'll get him on because he's a bit of an expert in all things farming. So if we've got any questions about farming, you can send them through, and when Drew comes on, we'll get into that. Yeah. So what did we do up at the 4-wheel drive expo?
I just had a bit of a look. Found some good Red Arc bringing out a new battery as well.
Yeah,
With
that
but
was
a
pretty
competitive price. It's
Yeah.
only like $1,800 or something like for 200 amp hour. So, which is reasonably good. Like their one now is like $3,000.
cool. What was that other
Christ.
nice thing that he had that he was showing me at the start? when
Oh,
we
the
first
whole
seen him?
it's the BCDC, but it's like a
Yeah.
management system in combined,
Yeah,
but it's the same size as like the older BCDCs.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
But it's not real cheap.
Yeah,
It's just Red Arc stuff. You're paying good price for the
Yeah, it's good product.
good product.
yeah. I'll tell you my most memorable thing from the show was when we were inside having a beer and we hear this big engine rev up outside and we think, oh, someone's going to do a burnout in their car because the joint's loaded. Like Hinton probably doesn't see that many people normally, and it was like packed to the brim with cars, bikes, trucks, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, we hear this big engine start up, so we ran out the front. And his bloke's got it. Must have been. It's either a drag car or a burnout car or something like that. And he's got it on the trailer and he's fired it up. And he was absolutely revving the dick off that thing.
Yeah.
Left it on the trailer.
Yeah, it's just on the
So
trailer.
So he
thought
drove it
was-
onto the trailer.
Yeah, we thought he was going to do a burnout or something, but no, he just wanted to rev the dick off. There was flames coming out the bloody exhaust pipes under the car. And I was like, oh, I feel sorry for that poor little engine.
Or the engine
Yes.
builder that's got a
Oh
warrant
man,
the
it was
job.
copping a flogging.
Valve
There's no
meat
warrant
piston.
with engine builders, but
I was just watching
Yeah.
the injector out, the butterflies injector that is just going snap to full open, then snap close, then snap to full open. He did that like a dozen times, and oh man, it was on the limiter. It was backfiring and carrying on, and yeah, shooting flames out of pipes. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
all the money, no brains.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's
that was
disappointing
my
seeing engines
most
getting
memorable bit
destroyed
from
like
up
that.
there.
Right, it is fun hearing someone thrash an engine, but yeah, I don't know. I just
It would have sounded better if you just let it idle. Just a nice little hunt
Yeah.
and give it a bit of
Yeah.
a just a
Just
tap.
a little
Yeah.
rum rum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't have to do that. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, it was still a good
No,
weekend. Then we went out to we rode home a long way.
Yeah.
Went to Wollongby for lunch.
Yeah,
take
went
the
out
scenic
to
route.
Yeah, just me, Joel, and Dad went out there. We stayed at the old man's place while we were up there, and yeah, got up next morning. He's half cleaned our bikes, polished our mirrors, and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we rode out to Wollongby pub, went out there, had lunch, and then yeah, we cruised back home down through Mangrove Mountain, Wiseman's Ferry. Actually, we called in and seen one of our mates at Spencer. He was there in his boat. Had a beer with him and then kept going. We raced him actually back to Wiseman's Ferry. And I even said to him, I said, "Oh, we'll race you." He goes, "You know what? I'll bet you I'll flog you." And I went, "Oh yeah, you probably will. You know, it's a river. It's wide as you've got no speed limits and shit. Not that we obey the speed limit much on the bikes, but it's pretty windy and tight down through there." Anyway, we start going on the bike, which we probably got a little bit of a head start because he would have had to get
it ferried out.
Get everyone in the boat and that sort of stuff. So we probably got a little bit of a head start, but he still should have smoked us. And
it's a good 80 mile an hour, 90 mile an hour boat.
We were watching the river the whole way, and he's never come past. We were catching people that left before him. And we got to the ferry, and I was like, "We've fucking smoked him." Anyway,
he actually rang me today. I should have told him about that.
Yeah.
No, it's I don't care what happens, but a bad day on the river is so much better than a good day on the river. Oh, fuck if I know where I'm getting at with that.
A bad day on the river is better than a good day.
Fuck it, exactly right. Christ, I stuffed that one up.
It's a nice little spot there at Spencer too. It's pretty relaxed. You can walk across the road and sit on the edge
live
of the
music.
water and that. Yeah.
That's the first time I've stopped there, really.
I've stopped there a couple of times before. Had a hamburger and that from the shop and that, but yeah, never really stopped there and had a beer. But yeah, seemed alright.
I just love being on the river. I don't give a shit what I'm doing.
Yeah, we were on our bikes and it was a really hot day and we had long gear and stuff.
I ended up burnt because I didn't wear my jacket. The old man goes, "We want some sunscreen?" I said, "Nah, we'll be riding home. It's all right." Trees are over the road. Pulled up at the Hawkesbury Valley Way lights there.
And you're real tight.
That's hot. Real hot. And I looked and went, "Oh, yeah, I'm burnt." But we were probably 4 hours of riding.
Yeah. Go and get yourself checked for skin cancer. Everyone should get themselves checked for skin cancer.
I did
Absolutely
that.
right.
Do it for work.
Once every 12 months. I've been slacking. I haven't been probably for 2 years now, but I need to go.
I'll be honest, if anyone's going to get looked at for skin cancer, it's fucking Joel.
Oh, yeah.
No, I have been. It still
has been known to not wear a shirt.
Oh, and he's got a permanent sunnies.
Yeah, the panda eyes.
Have been burnt on the nostrils.
Yes.
What did you get up to the weekend, Hayden?
Oh,
you went to Supercars, didn't you?
Yeah, got a bit up.
That's right.
Got up to a bit of stuff. I was going to say when you were talking about your thing with work, the only thing I can remember with work is did a height and slew restrictor on a brand new Takeuchi digger. It was a 15-ton digger, and there was no room to do anything. There's no extra room. Like most machines, you'll just find a spot to put a valve. Man, we had to end up pulling all the cab apart, pulling all the hoses off the hand controls, coming back down underneath the cabin. That's the only way we could fit it. There was fucking no room in these things.
Yeah,
it's so compact for a 15-tonner. But yeah, bulletproof machine. No room to work on the bastards.
So what'd you have to put this valve in for?
So height and slew restrictor is sort of a pretty common request for most major job sites now.
Pretty much all tier ones and rail.
Most rail. This is definitely not a rail machine. I think this bloke had a fair bit of cash and just bought a good machine and put a good restrictor on it. But our ones actually cut out the pilot supply to that spool. So then you shut it out. It's never gonna operate after that certain point, either your height or your slew. So you can't stuff it up.
Stops you slewing over a road, so you can't slew right.
Yeah, okay.
To a certain degree.
Yeah, right.
You can't slew left. You put that certain part of your machine up against the road. And
it's all
up
computer.
against you.
And then you can't go that way.
It's all simple. Yeah, there's no computer part of it.
Yeah, right.
It's all a switch on a spool. So it's pretty easy to set up, and pretty fail safe as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. And you keep pulling, as if you're lifting, keep pulling up on your right hand stick. As soon as it stops, it just goes soft, but you can still do everything else.
Yeah,
where
right.
other systems, you actually, when it stops, you've actually got to reset it and then keep operating.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so there's a really cool system. But yeah, you got to pick up all your spool hoses or your pilot hoses. No, you couldn't find
Just
them on this one.
nightmare. Yeah.
No, it sucked. It's all 3/8 into really small hose areas. Yeah, there was no room for it. Yeah. No, anyway, so we went to Eastern Creek, took the kids and took the missus. It was cracking night. So we went there between watched qualifying at home after I got home from work, and then between that and the top 10 shootout, we drove out to the creek.
Oh, you went in Friday or Saturday?
No, Saturday afternoon. So I
yeah,
worked Saturday and then headed in on the afternoon. You can't, to park at to stay at the grandstand, so we paid for grandstand tickets. You've got to go park around at the drag strip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, but we found this mad spot. At the gate, there was just a couple of empty spots. There was no sign saying you couldn't. So just park there. We didn't get a parking fine on the way back, so that was mad. 3 cars from the gate. So you just walk straight in.
Yeah, right. That's pretty good.
Next time I do it, there's not a chance I won't be doing that park and ride. But you park right up to the track, but you've got to get the tickets real early.
Yeah, yeah.
I could buy the grandstand tickets the night before, but if you can get the tickets early, you can back your ute up straight up to the track, put a marquee up. That's what one of the boys at work did. They just put a marquee up at the edge of the track.
Yeah, while we were away on the ride, the missus was thinking about taking the kids in on the Sunday to watch it, and she wasn't going to drive in, but she looked up to get tickets, and you couldn't get any drive-in tickets anymore.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do it without it. Back up to the track, and
right.
if the kids get bored,
Sit
it's
in
mad.
the car, yeah.
We had, as I said, grandstand tickets. We get there, settled in, and then the Porsches start. Worst series for the missus to first experience the car races.
Oh, she's never been before?
Well, I hadn't ever taken the kids or the missus to a car racing event. I obviously know that they're loud, but you're in a grandstand.
Yeah.
It's so much louder.
Yeah, okay.
So the Porsches start, and Amanda looks over at me and goes, I can't really do this for long. Hey, this sucks. or this is the last time. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, she wasn't real keen on it. So I took the kids for a walk, and we found some earplugs for her. Found an SVG stubby holder, which was pretty cool. And brought them back. Amanda was able to tolerate the Porsches. And then after that, the supercars were out and didn't worry her. So it was just the Porsches that...
Are they quieter, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
those Porsches rev like hell.
Yeah, I suppose.
And they're,
just a
they're a
different
different
note.
configuration too. Different exhaust pipes.
Yeah.
As soon as supercars come out, she was fine. Got the kids to meet up with Todd Hazelwood. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good.
There was a bit of a line with Dave Reynolds, but didn't see anyone else. But yeah, walk down behind the cars, and the kids get to see what the cars that they see through the TV. It's a completely different look when you're actually walking up to them.
Yeah. It's pretty cool there at Sydney Motorsport Park too, to get the access and that. It's pretty simple all through there. I've been there for other events and stuff. It's pretty easy to see in the back of the garages and things like that. Yeah.
Well, as soon as you get into the Motorsport Park precinct, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
We walked... there's probably special spots above the grandstand or something like that.
Yeah.
But we walked straight behind the pits. It says corporate, but I think that's for somewhere else because there was no one stopping us from walking behind the pit. So we just walked all the way up. There's you're walking past Brad Jones, he's having a chat to someone else. And
Yeah,
right.
it was
A lot of places you can't get into that. I remember Homebush you couldn't.
I thought you would have had to pay extra for access to there.
there's not really much way they can sort of fence that off, I don't think.
Well, they could fence that either side, but
Yeah,
realistically, as long as you're not being an asshole, it's awesome to be able to
Yeah.
see people walking to their transporter.
there's big open area. Would be like you say, it'd be hard because all the other cars are on the other side.
Yeah.
In the other carports, not the sheds.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the ones that are built for the weekend.
There's a shitload of garages.
Yeah, so you can
run a fence along the back
fence
of it.
everything.
Yeah.
Newcastle, you couldn't get in there. There was a walkway.
Yeah.
All fenced off,
okay.
and you had to go through to get to buy proper pit passes and everything. And Sydney was exactly the same. Not Sydney, Homebush.
Yeah. So sort of like going to Windsor
Basically, yeah.
boat ramp or going to Taree. Like they could lock off the pits at Windsor,
Yeah.
but they couldn't at Taree.
Yeah. You can block off the pits at Taree, but you can't block off the track.
That's right.
Yeah.
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 The other way around at Windsor.
Yeah.
No,
What'd you
we
think-
had a fat time at Eastern Creek.
What do you think of the racing?
It was the best racing. I would have been up on it if we were watching it on TV, but we were there experiencing it in the grandstand. The end of the Saturday night race was the best I've ever seen. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So I was stoked that we were watching it in the grandstand with everyone else.
We were at the pub watching it. We didn't really have any commentary or anything, but we
You're
watched
not
it the
missing
next
much
morning
with
on
commentary because, usually commentary gets pretty annoying.
Yeah, we watched it the next morning on the replay, and yeah, it sounded pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, watching Cam Waters get up the inside after having a side-by-side battle for a few laps and then getting Cam Waters getting up the inside of Feeney with Will Brown punching him
Fiend.
through the corner.
That bloke's a strange-looking bloke, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got massive big wingnut ears. Those ears can bloody hear colour, those things.
He just couldn't hear Cam Waters coming past him.
Yeah. Couldn't hear the fucking monster Mustang shooting past.
That thing's a different car this year. Like they've done a fair bit of work over the break, obviously, to come out and dominate with Cam Waters. He's
I watched Friday,
he's pretty quick.
like in my media room at home, just with me and the missus and the kids, and that thing was on fire in that race.
There's a couple of Camaros on fire too, actually.
I think they said at the end of the Friday night's race, because it was obviously only the short one, and it was only like 27 laps or something like that. They said he basically pulled 0.6 of a second on the field every lap.
He only had
That's how much he finished
15
in front of.
seconds.
16.
Lead on everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Ambrose
over
numbers.
that small amount of race distance. Yeah, they said it was like 0.6 of a second every lap that he was pulling away from the rest of the field. That's pretty impressive.
I've noticed that when a driver's on song and a team's on song, if they're not being disrupted by someone else around them, they can just send it. They always do seem to just walk away from the field.
Yeah.
Like when it's on song, like if you're driving around in an esky, then the people behind you, like if shit tyres or whatever, people behind you will start catching. But that team and that driver was like they were light years ahead of everyone else. There was no parody bullshit.
Yeah.
Clearly, the next day the Camaros were fighting next to each other, but yeah, that was just a driver and team on song.
You got to look
leading
at
the field.
I watched the press thing after the race. I think it was on the Sunday, and they were basically saying that because they've gone back to 2 cars now instead of 4, it's just made the world of difference for them.
It's just helped them out so much.
bit of
Easy.
focus.
Yeah. Yeah, they're picking up, instead of picking up 1%ers, they're picking up like half percenters and quarter percenters.
Yeah, I
they
heard him
couldn't
say
do that
that.
with 4 cars. So.
Yeah. And I think Brad Jones still running the 4-car team. I think that's a completely different story. Brad Jones runs it as he's able to get 4 cars worth of sponsorship into the workshop, and then he's able to make all 4 cars sort of go pretty well. I don't think they're a top-tier team, not putting shit on Brad Jones' team, but the way they run it, and especially being able to have his son driving it and the SCT, which is a standalone sort of team anyway, but having the money from all 4 cars makes it so he can afford to go racing. So
Yeah.
you can't say, oh well, if he had 2 cars, he'd be up the front. I don't think that
Because he wouldn't
that's
have the
the
money
sort
to
of
make
team.
him up
Yeah.
the front. Yeah.
I don't think Macaulay would have a drive if he had 2 cars.
no, I don't think so either.
He's,
No, who's the one in F1 doing that?
Yeah, it's pretty cutthroat, that shit, isn't it?
Yeah, F1's got a driver like that as well. But it is what it is. Like I still think Brad Jones is a pretty cool pretty cool team. Like they're able to bring some people through as well.
What do they do with their social media things, filming all their stuff and explaining what they're doing with the cars and how they're repairing them and what went wrong and what they've got to do is heaps better than any other team's doing.
Yeah,
I enjoy watching these videos.
I love watching these videos. I'm not massively into the supercars. Like I said, I watch a little bit, but yeah, watching these videos on socials and that they're all pretty cool because you learn heaps of stuff that you don't learn just from watching the races on the TV.
This afternoon I was watching his video. They just brought the cars back from SMP, and then he's loading the cars up into the 40-footer that's going over to New Zealand. I reckon that's mad.
Yeah, I watched the video through the weekend that they were showing loading the cars. So it must have been on Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever they were packing the trucks. And he goes, "Oh, that's the 40-footer container that's going to New Zealand," and they're just getting ready for.
Oh, he just showed the 40-footer in the background.
Showed the 40-footer as they walked past it.
Yep.
Just to explain, oh, that's the 40-footer that cars will go in that to go to New Zealand.
Yeah, well, today he posted up showing us how they're going to be loading them up into the trailer, into the container. Well, he's trying to work out, because he's got 4 cars, he's trying to work out, well, he worked out that he could get all 4 cars loaded up in the 40-footer, and then the other container is all their spares.
Yeah,
they have a bit of a crash bang team.
Yeah.
Like they do have a few accidents anyway, so the more containers, the more parts that they can take would be better for them. I don't think they're shit drivers at all. Their team's more in the back of the field.
You get caught up in shit.
They get caught up in accidents.
That would make it hard.
Yeah, that'd be crap.
I watched one of Brad Jones's videos. I think it might have been like after Bathurst last year or something, and he was just showing how much rubber ends up in the front bar and the splitter and that. There was like 7 kilos of rubber or something that they pulled out.
That's a lot of weight.
Hell yeah. And that's what he said, how much all that can affect the performance of the car.
Absolutely. As the day goes on.
Yeah.
You're thinking it might be more helpful if, like, they're doing a brake change, have it so they can take the front clip off and tear all the shit out.
Yeah,
and
rip
put
it all
another
out.
front clip on.
Well, I don't think it's that easy. Putting the front clip on probably takes too long. But pulling the rubber out, I think it's stuck.
Yeah, it is.
They're chiseling it out.
Yeah.
Or out of the car, not out of the front clip.
Out of the front clip, in the front,
it's
it's stuck because it's hot rubber
okay.
going in there. It's just melting to it.
Useful.
Yeah.
That's my useless idea for the day. Torn down.
Well, if it was easy enough to clip on and off, they could have a spare. Rip that one off, bang a new one on.
Yeah, I'm sure they do have spares, but as Joel was saying, I think it's actually
it takes
further into the ducts.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere.
Hot rubber.
It's no good. Yeah, it's not a problem in a boat. So I was actually going to say when I walked past, I saw him in the pits. I was actually going to say, oh, maybe you should go play race boats. But no, maybe not.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure his amount of money, not like the amount of money that he spends, he's not at the front there, but I can guarantee you that amount of money in race boats would be easy up the front with a couple of boats.
Well, I don't know about that because
I can drive it.
Boats are a lot different than what most people probably think.
Yeah, setup's a bit different.
Not just necessarily money wins races. I mean, it all helps, but not necessarily.
You don't need it, but it certainly does help.
Yeah. Did you see on Saturday night Brody Kostecki going into the wrong garage?
Yeah. Well, they were next to
close.
each other at that event. Yeah, he swung it in and just about clipped one of the boys.
God, that was close.
He might have did it deliberately.
Oh no, it was definitely a stuff up. He came in and just about clipped one of the boys and swung it in and swung it around. I don't think he'll do that again.
Nah. I also think the 99 car was harshly penalised against Feeney.
I think he was.
Yeah, I thought that too.
He was quite aggressively trying to race with him. He didn't need to. It was a rolling barricade for the lapping cars, but yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, but Feeney hit him first. They didn't go back that far. You go back and watch it. Feeney knocks him off into the dirt, and that's what spears him locking a tyre.
Oh, okay. Well, I looked at it as
I didn't
he
see
was
anything
trying to
wrong
come
with
back
that.
in front. Maybe I saw it the wrong way.
Yeah, so he was there, and Feeney's knocked him, so it's put him into the dirt and speared him through to the next corner. That's why he's locked everything.
Yeah, he didn't come in too hard and make a mistake and brake too heavy. and lock it up. It was because he got tapped before that.
which unsettled him and locked it up through the next
Yeah,
score.
right,
And
yeah.
that's-
But
and then he's-
even after all that, I thought it all finished kind of fairly. Like
Yeah.
Feeney come back up the inside and then tapped him, spun him around.
he went
if-
backwards.
If anything, you would think Feeney should get in trouble for spinning him round, but it is what it is.
It was Cooper Murray,
should
wasn't
have
it?
all just come out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Cooper got
In 15
He-
seconds.
no, but like Cooper got spun out. Like
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had
that-
already had
that's
his
his-
penalty.
if he'd done the wrong thing or not, he already got self-penalised. So
Yeah.
he shouldn't be penalised any further, I
Yeah.
would have thought.
Yeah.
It's just fucking Feeney being a little fucking whinger.
Yeah, if you get penalised for a driving infringement, if you run in a bit too hot and lock it up and skid past old mate on your outside and just drive into the dirt
That's
and don't
self-penalised.
upset anybody,
Yeah.
you don't get a penalty because you've already been penalised because you're in the
Horrible.
dirt.
They probably just thought, oh, we better penalise him now because we didn't penalise Waters earlier. Better give him something not to whinge about.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, it sort of it should have been the other way around. Like we let them play on there, so they should be
It
playing
should
on
have been
there.
100%.
It should have been that way.
His race was already bucked anyway. He's still at the pit and he's stopped, stalled, everything on the just before pit straight. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really care. It was two Camaros fighting each other. It didn't really worry me. It's not a Falcon anymore. The Mustang was up in the distance anyway, so it didn't matter. Not in my eyes. It was fine.
yeah. So, anyway, so that'll do for that.
Where are we up to now?
What do you got?
Move on to the next one. We'll go to a bit of a chat about what's just been advertised for January. The New South Wales, or not New South Wales,
yeah.
It's no
Australia,
longer.
Next year.
Australia versus USA.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually the Australian Forced Induction Championship. For the year.
Yeah, I'll just look
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah, it's been announced that the two rounds are in Mildura and Berry.
On
Mildura
that-
in Victoria and Berry in South Australia.
It doesn't matter where it is. It's always an awesome event.
Oh,
I will
yeah,
say
probably.
that.
You got Americans coming over here to try and beat us, and they don't because they suck.
It's the bad boat challenge.
Yeah,
This is the Bad Boat Challenge.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure. So Chris Palmer, the promoter, he put a thing to the APBA a couple of years ago, and actually got the class recognised with the APBA. So instead of being unlimited displacement, which is what we've always usually had, that also means that normally aspirated engines, like for the
Can jump up.
like your lower class, like your 6 litres, 5 litres, they can jump up. So he's made a class that's forced induction. So you've either got to have a turbo or a supercharger, or we're not allowed nitrous oxide yet, but that's in the works.
There is
may
a lot
happen.
of talk about that, yeah.
There was a rule change put in last year, but it didn't get to go through. But I believe there's been another one put in again this year.
I think there's a bit of a trial going on, isn't there, for it to be allowed?
Not with nitrous oxide, I don't believe. But anyway,
I don't really see the problem with nitrous oxide.
I don't either, to be honest.
It's not a flammable gas. It's just an oxygen enhancer or something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's not a big deal. And their main reasoning when I was part of National, their main reasoning was, it'll blow people's engines up and whatnot. And well, that's their problem.
decision. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
If they can make it work.
Yeah, it's not the governing body's problem whether someone's stuff's breaking. If you know what you're doing with it, it ain't going to blow your engine up,
Yeah.
is it? And it's fair for everybody. Everybody can use it if they want to. If they think it's going to blow your engine up, well, let someone else use it, and you don't have to, and then they'll blow up and you win.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's,
so I don't
there's
really
enough
have a
people
problem with it.
breaking stuff anyway. Like, we've broken stuff as well. Like, you're not outlawing blown engines because they're breaking stuff.
Yeah, well, everyone breaks stuff.
It used to be
the-
back in the day, like, oh yeah, I'll go and step up into that because they'll stop.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The 5 litre and 6 litre drivers were able to get trophies because the blown engines were breaking.
Yeah. The thing with that, people think like, we have, junk engines, or we don't know what we're doing or whatever, but they don't understand the amount of load that goes into an engine in a boat is ridiculous, especially like when it becomes unloaded, when you hop it out of the water a little bit and it unloads, it revs up super quickly and then it drops back in, it
And then
grabs
full
hold.
load again.
Yeah.
So
They're pretty harsh environment for an engine.
Yeah, a propeller being driven on a boat doesn't slip like a tyre does on a car.
Nah.
So, yeah. There's always been talk about. I get put shit on at work, saying that a boat engine is a different kettle of fish to a car engine. The load is completely different.
Do you have people like at work that are into their cars and everything, and they think they've got this awesome 1200 horsepower LS in their car, and they think it's awesome?
I don't have a 1200 horsepower LS. I've got one of the boys at work. He's got a Dado. He's putting together. It's going to be pretty good. But I don't know if he understands the load that's involved in these things.
Yeah, I hear so many people in their car. They say, "Oh, how good their engine is, rah rah." And I just say to them all the time, "Well, come put it in the boat and come
see
race
what it does.
and
Yeah,
see how long it lasts."
Yeah, a lot of other people have tried to make a car engine go well in a boat, and they don't seem to last.
The only ones that did was the NASCAR, but they're built.
A NASCAR engine is a completely different thing as well, because they're built to be full load. They don't want to be. They're designed not to be spinning wheels either.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they're just built so well and so well engineered that even with our little free revs and stuff, they don't get too out of whack.
But the endurance of a NASCAR engine is pretty high as well.
Yeah, well the RPM that like a NASCAR does
They're big revs
is right up there. Like it probably, if you let it free rev, it probably doesn't go too much further than that anyway.
Yeah.
So it's probably not. It's not like it's a big, like if you've got an engine loaded to sort of 7,000, 7,500, then it jumps out of the water and it revs to 9,500 or 10,000. There's a big difference there between running something that does 9,500 in the water, jumps out of the water and only goes to 10, 10.5. It's not really. It probably doesn't put that much strain on all the parts.
Yeah.
But the parts are that good in it. Like when you old man first got the SB2 for the Desperado boat.
Yep.
Testing in the lake and snapped the prop shaft off the back of the skeg and revved at 17.6.
Holy shit.
That was from what we
No
were
one
running
believes
that.
us when we say that, but Joel took a photo of the tacker.
Was
Before
there
that,
a lunchbox in the bottom of the boat?
Nothing wrong with
nothing.
it.
Not a thing.
Holy shit.
Not a
Not,
thing.
not a rod bolt stretched, not a valve spring
Dad
broken off.
Dad pulled
nothing.
it out and went, "Oh well, I'll have to put a set of rod bolts at least in that." So he ordered a set of rod bolts.
He nearly cried at the price of them.
I would have too. I don't blame him for that.
By the time he got it out of the boat and pulled it all apart, there was like absolutely nothing wrong with it. He even like pulled all the rod bolts back down and stretched them and did everything, and they all still come into spec
Stretched
and
up.
was perfect. But he thought, I've got the rod bolts, I'll just put the new ones in anyway.
Yeah, okay. But he still didn't find any problems. He
problem.
still
We
so he
never-
didn't run it
used it.
Still used it, run it.
We still ran it
with the
after
same
that.
rod bolts.
For years.
No.
Changed
So
the rod
changed
bolts.
the
That
rod
was the other
because
thing.
he'd ordered them already. He
Yeah.
just put them in
He'd
anyway.
already copped the hiding.
Yeah, but all the valve springs, rockers, valves never touched pistons. None of that. It was all sweet as. And we ran it like that for
Fuck,
years after that. It even went into the new boat. That was when it did. That was in the old yellow boat,
Yeah.
and we even ran it into the blue boat until it eventually.
The workhorse boat.
Until it eventually cracked a piston in one cylinder, and
Well, that's got
the
nothing to
leak
do
down
with
was bad. And we pulled it apart and put a set of pistons in it and went racing again.
it. Wow. That's pretty good.
And it's still racing now.
That's
Yeah, it's
pretty good
down in
endurance in
Tassie.
that.
All that we ever did to that engine was put a set of pistons in it. That's it.
I don't even put springs in it.
And it did some work.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. We may have put springs in it, or it might have been the other engine. Might have been the spare engine that we put springs in. I can't remember.
That got fully changed, that one, because that
did, yeah.
That only went to, because that was a roller, but it was a certain track roller, so it only revved to 8 or 7.5, and just valve bounced at 7.5. Didn't matter what you did to it.
That's the blue engine.
The
engine
valve train wouldn't let it go
in the blue boat.
past that. Yeah, that was the spare engine.
The spare
for that.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, rightio. The only rev that I've ever remembered, I've never had a big rev because we've always had a rev limiter in our engines, with me and Breton. The only rev I remember was Dad put a brand new set of flywheel bolts because we drive off the flywheel. So Dad put a brand new set of flywheel bolts in Fury boat before taking it down to Dargle one year. First straight, wide open throttle with everyone else, and the bolts let go. The thing had a big rev. It revved that hard. We don't know because we don't have data. Electrical data will give you the actual number you see, where the only thing that Dad had in his boat was the recall on a monster tacho. And I think they go to 12 or whatever, but then you've got the big gap underneath, and then you've got there was like a stopper for 0. Well, he bent the tacho on that, and it stuck on that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think the boys just said, well, let's pack it up, and I think we're done for the weekend.
Take it home and check
There was
it.
There was nothing sitting in the bottom of the boat. I don't think Ryan or Uncle Colin might give me a bit more information on that. But yeah, once they saw that the needle bent on the pin, I think that was it for the weekend.
Yeah, so this Australia versus USA challenge. Yeah, like I said, the rounds are at Mildura and Berry, which is kind
disappointing. It's not at Windsor.
It's disappointing for me because I live in Windsor. It's a lot easier for me
5
to go
minutes
to
from
there.
home.
But I understand why he did it, and it's still not a bad thing for the sport. Anything that
These events are always a good thing.
at the end of the day, he's a promoter, and if he makes better money, take it to Mildura, then great, that's good. If he makes money, everyone should be happy with
if
that.
he's making money, it's a good thing.
You
Yeah,
got to make
100%.
money, otherwise it won't happen again.
No.
Yeah, if he makes a good dollar out of doing it, he'll do it again, and he'll keep doing it, which
Absolutely.
is obviously better for the sport. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame it's not at Windsor. I like the Windsor track for racing, but as like a spectator, I'm probably not too much of a fan because it's pretty narrow, so they only sort of put 4 boats on the track at a time. They may sometimes squeeze 5. Where if I'm racing, I like that because it's like a short, tight track, which is my kind of favourite racetrack. It's you're actually racing somebody, not like a big, long, wide open course where you just sort of flat and just turn it and hold on. I'd prefer to race on the smaller tracks, but as far as the spectating goes, if it was a small track like that was could hold like 6, 7, 8 boats, I'd say yeah, that'd be awesome.
What you're saying is when you're not paying the bills, you'd rather see a bigger track.
Oh no, I don't mind.
wider.
I don't mind the short track, just more boats competing at once.
Yeah.
So like Dargle, for instance, Dargle's sort of renowned for having a longer track, but the last couple of years they've shortened the track right up, and I think it makes the racing a lot better to watch, and because the river's a bit wider out there, they still put like at least 6 boats in each race.
Big fields.
Yeah, which is better because if they spread out a little bit, like with 4 boats, once they sort of spread out a little bit, they sort of stay there. Where if you've got more boats, if the first boat sort of takes off a little bit, there's still normally a race going on for 2nd and 3rd or 4th and 5th or whatnot. Where at Windsor that doesn't sort of seem to happen too much. It does every now and then. Like, don't get me wrong, you to see a couple of good close side by side races every now and then, but with less boats in, it's less common, is what I'm trying to say.
With the side by side races, we've seen more with the 18-footers versus 18-footers because they're a bit more like a go-kart, where the 21s are beefcake, and if you get out front in the 21, it's pretty hard for the 18s to get past them, isn't it?
Yeah, well, everyone thinks like the big 21s don't do well at Windsor and that, but
Shepherd gets around there well.
I've seen Brett Shepherd do pretty well around there.
Yeah, I've seen that too, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's got like the fastest lap around there, to be honest.
I don't know. Or in a displacement.
Yeah, like in an unlimited displacement. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was more thinking, I'm pretty
sure Reese has got it.
Yeah, Tunnelboat's got the...
Is it Reese or Grant Trask?
No, Reese.
I was thinking Grant
Yeah, I thought it was
maybe
Grant
Grant's had it for a while and Reese has just got it.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah,
but
Shepherd
Grant,
always
of
runs
course
into the
Grant's
28s
faster
there.
because he's got less weight.
He's got a leg missing. Yeah, it's pretty quick for a big 21-footer around a tight track like Windsor to get into the 28-second mark. Most other... If you run like 30 seconds on a lap at Windsor, you're going pretty quick. Anything under 30 seconds, you're on song.
You're going all right.
Yeah.
Have you ever raced at Mildura? It's not in the one I think they've only run it in town once.
Yeah.
I don't think that track's as good.
No, it's shit.
I've been there once. There's a big dog leg in the back straight. Is that right?
It's not really a dog leg. It's kind of a bit daunting, and it looks a bit like that from the boat ramp side of the river. I raced there at the in-town part, but I've never raced at the ski club.
Okay.
But in saying that, I was only racing there with my little 5-litre boat, and everyone was sort of complaining about the big tree that was sort of laying
Sticking
out
out,
sort of
yeah.
into the river, but it was high. It wasn't really in the way, and the bank never really changed too much shape going down that side either.
It's just all in your head.
There's a big
it just
concrete wall
looks
there too.
like it. The
On
main
the
thing,
back
so
wall,
Yeah.
you're driving
Exit of the
towards a
corner.
big...
No, exit of
concrete
the
wall.
corner.
yeah,
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So Dad ended up pulling out of racing there.
At-
Um,
In town.
town.
yeah, in
Yeah.
town. That was in the unlimited boat. So he went out for the first race, and he
2009, I think.
Yeah.
I think I was having a look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 2000.
and he went round.
I'm not getting any... I don't think I've actually got access to it, so I'm not trying to promote my own gear, but Agro Wagon on YouTube, there was a fair few videos from when Crossy jumped into...
Yeah.
Tough enough.
Tough enough, yeah.
Yeah. So Dad ended up pulling out a race in there because I think he was like outside pole in the first race he went
That
in,
was a shit go.
and he got stuck on the outside, and I think
It's Troy.
I think Troy might have been on
Yeah.
the inside, and they end up running a little bit wide coming out of that first corner. And Dad thought he was a little bit too close to that concrete wall, so he pulled up and he come back and said,
Yeah,
"No, that's
righto.
no good. I'm not going to race here."
Oh, wow.
And apparently there's a few people complaining about it, but no one actually pulled out. Where Dad pulled out and said, "No, I'm not racing here." He questioned himself after Saturday, and he sort of said, "Oh, well, I could probably do it. It's probably all right. It was just a one-off thing that I might have got stuck." And then the boat owner said, "No, you've already made your decision. We're not going back on it because something will go wrong." So,
Yeah, it's always that one last
making that
race.
phone call
Yeah.
to the wife.
but he didn't try to stop me from racing or anything like that. He said, "Well, you make your own decision." And I was in a fair bit slower boat too compared to what
Yeah.
he had, and I had no issues. But I didn't have big fields either. I think there might have been
3 or 4 of you.
yeah, 4 or 5, something like that. And but see, someone did run up that concrete wall. I think Sportsville, Chris Knetsov. I think he ended up parking on the
wow.
on the bank up the end there. Yeah, so
Oh, that would have been horrid.
yeah, it's not the best track. You start coming under a bridge too, which is not great.
Yeah, like the bridge-to-bridge start.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, so that's not ideal, but that's not where it's running. So it's running in at the ski club, which I've never raced there, but I've watched there plenty of times, and it looks like an awesome track.
I remember would have been one of the Fast Water World Series.
Yeah.
I think that was when
So that was down there in 2 spots. So they raced down there at Gol Gol,
They did the Gol event.
and they did one at Mildura as well.
That was when Patriot, one of the Americans come over, ran the Patriot boat at the... I think he only ran the Patriot boat at the Penrith event though, didn't he?
No, it would have been the series. So that, but
It
that
was
went
a
to Gol
series,
Gol
yeah.
then.
I don't remember.
No, it wasn't a Gol.
No,
that was...
Didn't it?
Yeah, that was Mildura and Penrith. They were the
That
2
was right, yeah.
rounds. And I do remember the boat at Penrith, but I don't remember
I don't
it at
think they
Mildura.
made
but
it to Mildura.
yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone can let us know with that.
I remember, I was helping...
It's a nice
Chris
looking
over
boat,
down at
that
Windsor.
Patriot, isn't it?
Oh, it's...
Full engine
Smith.
cows
That-
and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've just done a big rebuild on that too.
That
Yeah.
paint job is that's one of the
Beautiful.
best paint jobs ever.
And when the Yank drove it, they did the American flag
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
tribute over the deck as well. That was incredible.
Yeah, so for those that haven't seen
love
the
it.
boat, it's all airbrush with a nice big Australian flag basically draped over the whole boat. It looks like $1 million. And yeah, for this America versus Australia event, they I think they just got it wrapped. I don't think they
That's
painted
just-
it.
yeah,
They
it's
just
just
got it
wrapped.
wrapped
Okay.
with
But it had
an
to
American
be
flag doing the same
so
thing.
many.
Oh,
Had to be a couple
awesome.
of Americans and
Yeah,
New
for it
Zealand.
to be the
So it's 'cause of
UAM event.
UAM world title. Yeah.
I think Chris Palmer's brother run under New Zealand over there for that event. Nigel ran as a Kiwi.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, for it to come legitimate.
Yeah. Yeah, so this news has only just come out sort of this week, really. Well, we've known about it for a little bit because, obviously we're in the middle of it, but we didn't want to say anything previous until he made it public. So now we'll share it around, and hopefully it's a great event.
Yeah, so round 1 will be at the ski club in Mildura.
Yep.
And then round 2 is going to be back at the normal round 2 on the Australia Day long weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. That's always a good event down there.
Yeah, I love Berry. Berry's awesome.
Berry's good.
Berry's one of my... I would say... Yeah, Berry would probably be my favourite event of the year, I reckon. Or whenever it's on. Normally they run sort of biannually. So whenever it's on...
With a proper big meet. And they still run every year there.
Yeah, with the big
That
meet
was
where
when
it tracks all the
Clarkie-
boats and we go down.
James Clark got his...
Yes. Yeah.
That
King of
wasn't
the
at
River.
Berry. That was at whatever the
wasn't
other
it?
one is down there. Yeah. Yeah, there's another track down there.
I thought they run at Berry.
No, it's pretty much Berry, but it's... Well, what's it called?
just down Murray Bridge? Is it that one, or there's another one again? Martin's Bend.
Martin's Bend,
Yeah.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the original venue that they used to run at.
Yeah, I've never been to there.
I remember taking... Me and Jason went down there for a have a look, I think. And, it's an awesome area, but it's nowhere near town.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, so where you are in Berry, you can watch from the pub.
Yeah.
It's an awesome venue.
Yeah.
I love it. And you start... The back of the pits there's a little creek. That's where the ramp is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's awesome, that.
It's like a... what would you call it? Where you come from the creek and drive out through the pits, and you got the spectator area on the other side.
Yeah, you pretty much perimeter the pits.
Yeah.
And then, when you're driving out of the... I guess you call it like a driveway, I suppose. You're going from the back little creek to the racetrack. You drive between two bits of land, two headlands, which is like one's the pits and the other side is the spectators. So all the spectators can sit right on the corner and watch you drive straight past them.
It's real spectacular how the drivers come out, and it sort of presents them as they come out into the racetrack.
Yeah,
it's awesome, absolutely awesome. If anyone's thinking about going, it's an incredible venue to go watch.
Both of them are. I don't mind watching at Mildura either. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I never went down to that one.
When it's in summer, it's all right. When it's in winter, it's freaking freezing down there.
Oh, Victoria, it's always
so
cold.
Cold at Mildura. It's not funny.
I mean, that's the first time we bought waders.
Yeah.
It's good reason to use waders.
Didn't care how much it cost me.
I think I'm not sure it was I think it was the first year we went there with the unlimited boat. We didn't have this was a long time ago, so we didn't have oil heaters and all that sort of stuff like we have now. Dave actually went in town to a pet shop and bought a fish tank water heater and plopped that into the oil tank to sort of warm the oil up a bit.
Did
so
it do
we could
anything?
Fire it up. Yeah, it heated the oil, not very well, but it did it.
Just warmed it up.
Nothing at start.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Was that bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So...
Pause because I need a piss. I was waiting for a good bit of silence. All right, we're back from our toilet break. I like going to the toilet and having like little aiming competitions. You know, when someone like leaves a skid mark on the bowl or something.
Yeah,
it's your job.
That
to
is
piss
your
that
job.
Off.
That is the part. That's why we stand up.
Yeah. If there's nothing in there though, I do lap around the toilet like round. So don't touch the water. Just hit the bowl all the way around, until you start to run out, and then it just dribbles into the water a little bit.
I just went outside.
Oh.
No, that was a bit
So when you go to the toilet, where do you piss? Do you just like
just
do
into
you
the
laps
bowl?
too, or
No, just
in the
straight
water,
down.
straight into the water, a certain dominance, like really loud. Do you
I've heard.
really squeeze the shit out of it, just into the water?
I've always tried to go as quiet as I can go. I know that maybe I'm just a wimp, but I don't know. Fuck, makes me sound like a pussy now.
Anyway.
Maybe I'm now going to start pissing in the middle of it.
Yeah, I don't piss in the middle. I do laps. I don't know why. I just like to. Oh, all right. Well, I think we finished our Australia versus USA
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
conversation.
I'm just keen to go and thrash this boat. Or
Me too.
If Britain's keen, if Britain's gonna jump in the seat and the boat's going, the boat is definitely there's no question about that. The boat is definitely going.
Depending on driver.
Yeah. Who cares? Who cares who's driving it? either Brett nor I will be racing at those both events.
Yeah, I'm hoping I will be racing. I've got my accommodation, all that stuff booked. Depends how many boats going at that point.
I haven't organised accommodation. I'll find somewhere to sit.
You'll be fucking struggling.
I'll find somewhere to stay.
Yeah, sleep under the deck.
Yep. I'll work it out.
I'm hopefully going to test mine, not this weekend coming, but maybe the one after, hopefully. See how it all goes. I think Dad might be coming down this weekend to just go over it, finish it off, make sure it's right to run, and then next weekend we'll give it a couple of squirts and see what else we need to change to make better, and yeah, hopefully it all works good.
Hopefully we'll have some audio to put into the introduction for the podcast instead of... We've been waiting for James Clark to send some audio from his engine, his old man's engine running, but maybe we'll just forget about James. Who's James again?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll just use
he probably
Mudos.
doesn't. He probably doesn't listen.
No, maybe not.
There's only about 6 people that listen anyway. So.
Yeah, I think we cracked 7 this week.
Oh, did we?
Ooh.
Oh, how good's that?
People are starting to listen.
All right. We'll move into the next segment.
Well, everyone's been waiting for it.
Yeah, we spoke about this when we come back from New Zealand. Cooper's quotes. Now, Cooper has sent us a voice recording of one of his quotes. We haven't heard it yet, so
this is live.
We're all
reaction.
hearing it for the first time right now. Now let me hook into the emails. We'll get it up.
It's better be good, Cooper.
Oh, I reckon all the one-liners that we heard over there were pretty bloody funny, so I reckon this one will be too. He's ready?
Sometimes sex can be like parking a car. Every now and again, you have to park it in the disabled spot.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I'm happy I waited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks for that, Cooper.
Right now, we don't have a show anymore. We've just been cancelled. That's all right.
Oh, that's going to be a weekly occurrence.
Winner. Well done.
He does have some good one-liners. One that sticks in my mind from when we were in New Zealand that he said when him and James were trying to get their way into that 21st birthday party. He tried to give James a pickup line he could use, and the pickup line was, "Every time I ask for an ugly girl's number, they always reject me. Can I have yours?" Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
I think you won that one.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. Listener questions. We didn't get any this week, so pull your fingers out and send us some questions. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and yeah, we'll if you send us a voice recording to thehighspeedgarage@gmail.com, we can play it just like we played.
I've stuffed
Coopers.
that one.
Yep, you've
I've
stuffed
stuffed
that up
that.
royally.
The High Speed Garage Podcast
Yes.
at gmail.com.
That's what I said, isn't it?
No, I stuffed it. I've given you the bump.
Ah, yeah, right. You did stuff that up.
Yep. No, I had it all in front of you and everything.
Anyway,
Right,
if you want to send a question in without typing, you can type it if you want. Just send us an email, or you can just comment on a post on the page on Facebook or whatever.
Just get in touch.
Or if you know one of us or know someone that knows one of us, just ring us or something like that, and we'll tell you what you need to do. But it's way easier if you just send a voice recording, because then we don't have to read it out. We can just play it just like we played Cooper's quote.
And it sounds genuine.
We have had one, but it was pretty in depth, so we'll have to put that through in a bigger conversation.
we got one for Jason Cook, which is a good one that
Excellent question.
we will answer. We're probably just going a bit long on this episode to get into it now, but and we probably want to get someone on. We've got a few people in the realm of his sort of question that are in that area.
Explain it
all
better
day,
than
every
we will.
day, and they can run over stuff a lot
Do
better
a much better
than we
conversation
can.
than
So
us.
we'll save that question for then. That was a nice crack. That
That
one.
was a good one. That was a sound check.
So yeah, send your questions through. Hurry up.
Radio.
Righto. That's probably about it, isn't it?
That's enough for that.
Suppose, yeah.
Yeah, radio.
Done for today.
No one's got nothing else, yeah. It's been going for a while, this one. Alright. If you haven't liked or subscribed or downloaded our stuff yet, get onto it. Like, share, subscribe, download, review.
Had a couple of reviews.
Nothing
Storno,
but 5 stars,
Mark
please.
Staunton sent a few reviews in. That was pretty good. Any comments?
Yeah,
Send 'em in.
comment on Spotify or whatever podcast app you use. Put your comments up there so we can see them, and we like getting praised for our good work.
We are professionals.
Yeah. Also like the High Speed Garage Facebook and Insta, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. See you
you
next week.
All right. Catch us later.
See you later.
Bye.